quite startled.
You mean you're a Buddhist?
Well, I go to the classes.
You're not serious, are you?
I'm very interested in it.
Buddhism?
Well, it's not as surprising as all that. Have you ever thought of going to evening classes? You could learn a language. It's a very good way of taking your mind off things.
So what? You believe in it all, do you?
We've been talking about me all evening. You haven't told me anything about yourself at all.
No, but you think there's something in it?
Look, I think I ought to go, really. It's after 11.
Now, sit down, sit down.
Well...
You can have a drink.
Oh, no, thank you, not for me. It was a lovely evening there. I did enjoy myself.
But you seriously believe in this Buddhism stuff, do you? Sit down.
Well, we need some kind of meaning in life, don't we? We can't go on just like this.
Like what?
Well, just concerned about all this.
What do you mean, the product?
Well, material things. I just feel it's irrelevant in some way. It's as if we were running away from... well, from ourselves. Don't you ever feel that?
Every Tuesday evening, eh?
What?
The classes?
Oh, yes, I started last September.
And that's where you meet this gentleman friend of yours, eh?
Yes.
Was that what got you interested?
Yes, in the first place.
So you just see him on Tuesdays?
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Oh, another class on Fridays?
His wife has a class.
So what, you two go out for a meal together, do you?
No. He comes round for the evening.
And what you do? Talk about nothingness?
How do you mean?
Nirvana?
Oh, I don't think Nirvana is nothingness.
What's his wife's class?
Commercial French.
So, what's it all about?
What? Oh, Buddhism? Oh, well, it's based on something called the Four Noble Truths.
Oh, what are they?
Oh, I couldn't explain them to you. You'd have to ask someone who really knew about it.
Why, they're difficult, are they?
I think most Buddhist ideas are quite difficult.
You mean I wouldn't understand them?
They're difficult even for Buddhists to understand.
Well, let's have a try, shall we?
Look, I really think I ought to...
Sit down!
Well, tell me something about yourself, then.
Why, what do you want to know?
Aren't you going to sit down?
Asking too many questions, am I?
Well, I don't mind. And it can't be very relaxing for you. You couldn't have tried harder if I'd been a customer. Though, of course, you live for your work.
Well, don't you?
Oh, I quite enjoy it. Or at any rate, I enjoy getting it done. No, that's not right. As soon as I've got the work done, I forget I ever did it. What I really enjoy is being about to get it done. I look at that last letter and I think, once I've got this done, I've done the lot. So I put the paper in the typewriter quite slowly to make the feeling last. Or I'm in the middle and I think, just the same distance again to go. Or I'm right at the beginning even, and I think I've only got this much to do, then I'll be in the middle. And when I'm in the middle, I've only got the same amount to do again. Or at any rate, slightly less, because then I'll be on that lovely final letter. So, yes, I suppose I do like work. And, there it is every day. It saw me through after my husband left me. They all go, sooner or later, don't they, the people you rely on? But the work stays. Day after day, year after year, work in the office, work at home. Sometimes I think it's going to take you over completely, especially if you live alone. When I cook myself supper in the evenings, I always cook myself a proper meal, and I always try to make sure I really enjoy it. But I wouldn't enjoy it if I thought I still had the washing up to do. So I wash up everything I can in the kitchen as I go along. And then I put the meal on a tray, and I can just pop it back in the kitchen afterwards and do the last bits and pieces with the breakfast things in the morning. But the only trouble is that as soon as I've sat down with the tray in my lap, what I'm thinking is, I've just got this bit of eating to do, and then I can put the tray back. In fact, there was one famous occasion. I'd put the meal on a tray. I'd taken it into the living room to eat. I just popped back in the kitchen because I noticed some wet marks on the worktop. And I finished wiping up the worktop. And I thought, well, that's that. That's all done. I'll have an early bath and go to bed early. And then at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up with the most terrible feeling. And, you know, it wasn't even hunger. It was worry. Because I knew there was something I'd forgotten to do. I suppose if we'd had children, I felt a bit small sitting there in the middle of the night eating congealed lamb chop.
So what, you're in love with this pal of yours, are you?
All the girls I know complain that men only want to talk about themselves.
Well, he wants to talk about himself, does he?
He's just one of the lonely ones.
Like you?
Yes. And like you.
Well, I'm lonely, am I?
Aren't you?
Nice hands.
Thank you.
You take care of them, don't you? Put stuff on at night, do you?
Hand cream, yes. Your thumb's quite hard and rough. You're not a gardener, are you?
Put it on your arms too, do you?
Sometimes.
Where'd you stop?
The elbows. Look, you don't have to do this, you know. It was a lovely evening. I did enjoy myself. You don't have to do anything else.
Do you face her?
Yes.
Face and neck?
Neck, yes.
What's that, face cream, huh?
Moisturising cream.
4 of them, Mother.
4? Oh, Noble Trues, yes.
What's the first one?
You'll only be disappointed.
Come on.
Well, the first one just says there's suffering everywhere. That's all. I'm putting it in my own words, of course. I can't remember the proper technical term for suffering.
Suffering everywhere.
Well, I did warn you.
Nice knees.
Thank you.
Put stuff on them too, do you?
No.
What's the second one?
I'm not telling you. I suppose you're a great womanizer. It's just like a business opportunity. Once you've noticed it, you can't let it pass.
What's the second one?
You shouldn't make love to the secretaries.
Shouldn't you?
You know you shouldn't.
Get a caning from Tom, will I?
You don't need to ask, Mr. Ollie.
So what's the second one?
It's not right. Well, the second one says that suffering is caused by desire. And the third one says that suffering ends only when you get rid of desire. By desire, I think they mean any expression of the individual self as opposed to the universal self. It means trying to find pleasure in your separateness from everything around you. Trying to use the world instead of being part of it. What the third truth is saying is that suffering ends only when you reach a state of nirvana.